Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos.
Bing bong.
Tyler Ramos. Tyler Ramos.
Here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Had to turn those speakers down, or it was about to get real echoey in here. What is going on, Candle Mafia? Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys for watching tonight and tuning into the Candle Mafia live stream, where we are live every single weekday at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to do 2 full hours of TA, guys. We have Rob said audio clipping AF, guys. Why does that happen to me? I don't know. Okay, whoa. Everybody, calm down. Okay, test. Okay, clipping AF. I love that, clipping AF. All right, let me know, guys. Hopefully that is better. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, clipping AF. That should be better. Let me know if that is much better. Speaker blown, rib headphone users. Yo, I'm dying. Mike sounds like you're at a fair. Oh my God, much better. Okay. All right, shout out to A-Train. I see you, bro. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. But I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in tonight. We got a great show for you tonight. Bitcoin kind of just still in the same range here, guys. But we did have those bearish signs pop up last week that we were looking at on the Friday live stream, wondering if that weekend was going to give us that dump to the downside that we were looking for, or if we were going to get that second leg up to 25K. I know a lot of people were hoping for that move up over the weekend. And I'm not going to lie, Bitcoin kind of did what I wanted it to do, and it kind of just sat there, which when you do this full time, sometimes, you know, over the weekend, if Bitcoin doesn't move, it's kind of nice, right? It's kind of nice. It's like you get a day off, right? But guys, we got a great show. We're going to be taking a look at some key levels that I am looking at to the downside if this move down does continue. And then I actually want to talk about some of the stuff that we were looking at on Friday and kind of how that has played out up until now, because there were some big top signals. If you guys were here on Friday during the live stream, Frankie came in like it was a concert. But yeah. I just kind of want to touch on some of the stuff we were looking at last week because there were some top signals, right? We were looking at that daily, that 4-hour, the 12 and the 16-hour, kind of looking toppy, was kind of the theme of the last few streams of last week. So I just want to show that stuff and like why we were actually leaning a bit bearish on some of that stuff. Look at how it kind of played out. And then I'm going to talk about the key levels that we're watching if we do continue to downside, as well as some levels to the upside and kind of what I'm feeling right now. I know a lot of people are feeling one last push up to that 25K level. But we're going to take a look. I'm going to let you guys know kind of where I am sitting as far as leaning bearish or bullish. As you guys know, in the longer term, I am still leaning a little bit bullish just due to a bunch of things on those higher time frames. But you have to understand these things can change, right? Now, we're going to dive all into that. And at the end of the stream, guys, we will be taking a look at those altcoins. So stick around till the end of the stream if you want to see some Frankie Candles TA on your favorite altcoins. And don't forget, guys, smash that like button. If you smash that like button and we get every 100 likes, and we get, I don't know what I'm talking about, guys, but every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure, where you guys will all have a chance to win some free crypto, maybe some free merch, maybe a Frankie Candles hat. Who knows? But yeah, smash that like button. Every 100 likes is an extra spin for you guys to win some free crypto, at least some free crypto. That's like worst case scenario. We give away a bunch of crypto. We will be giving away some signed copies of Ben's new book, Catching Up to Crypto. So stay tuned for that, guys. And yeah, what does our poll say? Let's see what our poll says here. Let's see. How we feeling this week, Mafia? Ready to dump or 25K incoming? Slightly. The Mafia is slightly leaning bearish, which kind of is where I'm sitting as well, at least in the short to medium term. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at what we got going on in the charts. But before we do that, guys, let's go ahead and say what is going on with the Candle Mafia. Let me scroll up just a bit to get some more names up here. Let's go. Rudy Poo. What is going on, Rudy Poo? With the microphone, bullhorn, speaker emoji letting me know that I was absolutely blowing everybody's eardrums out. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Bullish on Parade, one of our first members that were in today's live stream. Shout out to Bullish on Parade. Hashtag early gang. Shout out to FOMO Sapien says, bing bong. What is going on, FOMO Sapien? Thank you for being here, bro. Lit Lit Auto Gang, what is up? Says, yes, Frankie. Shout out to Jonathan Schaefer. Shout out to Tyler Rayburn. Thank you for being here, bro. Says, testy, 1, 2, 3. Shout out to Crypto Dread. Says, better. Let's see. HBZ, what is going on? Mark S, you can go up a little bit. Oh, are we a little bit quiet? I feel like we're probably better off living a little bit more in the quiets, in the quiet end of things. But yeah, just let me know if I'm clipping or if I'm too quiet, guys. Just let me know in chat. Shout out to Kevin Thomas. Shout out to Captain Kirk. What is going on, Captain Kirk? Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob, Tyler Durden, Tony D, Crypto Anon, Crypto Billy. You guys know all the mods. We got the best mods in the game. Show them some love in the chat. Shout out to MBF Forum. MBF, how you doing, bro? Good to see you, man. Shout out to Kimo Sabi. What is going on, Kimo Sabi? Alex O, what is going on, bro? Darren Does Things. What is going on? BTC dumping. The mic is dumping, too. Oh, God. Shout out to you, man. We got the #1 hater, guys. We got the #1 hater in all of America in the chat. What is going on, #1 hater? Says, that's better, Frankie. Shout out to #1 hater. We appreciate you. Thanks for being here, bro. Shout out to Dave Digital. Shout out to Breaky. What is going on, Breaky? DJ Mad in the house. Let's see. Let's get a couple more in here. Shout out to Erica. Erica repping the female CandleMafia squad. Let's go. Shout out to John Carpenter. Nick, what is going on, Nick? Shout out to Connor. Hey, Connor, what's going on, bro? Good to see you here, bro. Shout out to Ken. Shout out to Brusky. Shout out to Mountain Climber. Shout out to Crypto Georgina, Crypto Infinity, and the AI, guys. We got the AI in the chat. But, guys, without further ado, let me go ahead. And actually, let me go ahead and fix my screen here because we got to put it back in 1080p because then we go into widescreen. Everybody says, oh, the numbers are too small. I can't see them. So we got to switch over to 1080p. So bear with me for just a second here while we update that. And bada boom. So, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the charts. Let's see. Knuckle Buster. What's going on, Knuckle Buster? Thanks for being here, bro. I appreciate you. Let's see. Tony D in the chat. I see you, bro. I see you. Let's see. Shout out to Crypto Outsiders. G Life. What is going on? Shout out to you, man. And Peter Post. What is going on? Thank you all for tuning in, guys. We got a great show for you guys. But in order for this to be a great show, we got to jump into the charts. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and hide that TA here and just go ahead and just take a look at our price action here real quick. Let me go ahead and get rid of that, get rid of this. A little bing, a little bong, turn off that market cipher A, and let's go to the higher time frames and kind of break down as we are starting a new week, kind of break down how we're feeling, right? Excuse me. Let's see. Still clipping when you talk loud. Wow. That is, let's go down one more here. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that's better. Test. Bing bong. Let me know if that's better. Hey, shout out to Thesis himself. Says, I'm here. We may begin. Shout out to Thesis. Thank you for being here, bro. I thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you for being here, bro. Always showing support. Shout out to Thesis. But yeah, Shirley Sound says, yo, crew. Hey, Shirley Sound, we could have used you a little while ago while my mic was clipping. 673 people in here. I appreciate every single one of you. But let's go ahead and jump into the charts here, guys. Starting off on the monthly chart, right? So just to kick things off, just to kind of show you guys why I am leaning a little bit bullish. And the reason for that is going to be, dump it, daddy. Shout out to Thesis. Hey, I'm with you, bro. Let's go. But let's see. Yeah, so basically what kind of has me leaning a little bit bullish here, guys, at least in the medium term, is, amongst other things, we do have the confirmed monthly green dot here on the monthly time frame, right? That's where monthly green dots pop up. It is confirmed, right? It is confirmed. We actually did get money flow was looking pretty bearish on the monthly. It is starting to tick up just a little bit. Now, nothing really that bullish yet, but it is starting to get a little bit of an uptick here. So, you want to be careful. It is possible that we could just come up, make a lower high, and come back into the red, or actually finally cross into the red for the first time. But, with that money flow starting to peak back up, has got me feeling pretty good. The other thing to realize here is, as a lot of the Candle Mafia already knows, every other time we printed a green dot on the monthly, even though we had two back here in 2015, when that first one printed, the bottom was already in. So that is something you want to keep in mind. And then we got kind of a red dot, green dot game here until we finally printed that second green dot and then started up into a massive run here for Bitcoin. Same thing in 2018. The bottom did come in right on this candle around December 2018. And then we get that green dot all the way in April, get that green dot on the monthly, it confirms, and then we get our fake out little mini bull run, panic wick down to revisit the lows during the March 2020 dump. I think we all know what was going on there. But But yeah, that was basically that green dot did confirm, gave us that big move up, and then we kind of just went sideways, got that little second revisit of those lows. But again, we did not come lower on this wick, right? So that green dot was printed, confirmed, and the bottom was already in once that happened. And now we have another confirmed green dot. Was the bottom back here in November, guys? We'll have to see what happens. There is no guarantees. Just because every other time a green dot popped up on the monthly, the bottom was in, that doesn't guarantee that the bottom is in. However, like they always say, history may not always repeat itself, but oftentimes it rhymes. So maybe we get, we might not get the exact same thing that happened in either of these cycles, but we may see something similar. But again, we do have some pretty crazy stuff happening in the world right now. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't want to get too deep into it. I don't want to get canceled or shadow banned or piss YouTube off or anything like that. So, I think you guys will know. Just do a quick, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. But all it takes, guys, is something crazy like that, a little black swan event, something like what happened in March of 2020, something like that, to absolutely dump us back down. So just be aware that past results do not guarantee future Past performance does not guarantee future results, but you do just kind of want to take note. You don't want to completely ignore history with all of these monthly green dots. So that is number one. That does have me kind of feeling bullish. And then we also did have that 2-week bullish divergence here, guys, as that 2-week money flow peaked into the red for just a second here and then immediately flipped right back up into the green. And we did have that bullish divergence here. This was one of the main things that we were looking at to try to that we were able to look at to predict this move to the upside here. We were looking at this 2-week bullish divergence. We were also looking at it on the weekly, which is still in play here. Obviously, VWAP starting to cool off here on the weekly. 2-week as well, starting to round off a bit. But I just want to take this time to really hammer home the point, guys, that the higher time frames do typically play out when you see these 2-week bullish divergences. Now, obviously, when you go back in hindsight, hindsight is always 2020, right? So you look back at this 2-week and you're like, God, man, there was a clear bullish divergence. We had clear lower lows on our price. We had a clear higher lows on our momentum, not only on the 2-week, but we also had it on the weekly. You had your low here with your green dot, lower lows on price, higher lows on your momentum waves, clear bullish divergence. And in that moment, guys, it is a lot scarier to actually act on these things because at this point, before it actually prints and plays out, you really don't know if it's going to play out or not. And especially this weekly bullish divergence really did play with our feelings here because we had it confirmed right here on the week of the 5th of December. You can see we confirmed it. We got a little move up. And anyone who was looking at this weekly bullish divergence might be like, oh, it's playing out. It's playing out. It's playing out. And then, boom, we actually get ripped back to the downside. And then you're starting to think, oh, my God, it's the weekly bullish divergence didn't play out. We're going to dump to zero. And then finally, it never gets invalidated, and it finally plays out. But I just want this to be a learning, a teachable moment for you guys. Typically, when you see these signals, they very, and if you watch the channel, you will remember I was telling you this when we were looking at this about to form. It is very, very rare that a signal like a bullish divergence, especially one this big on such a high time frame, it is so unlikely that this gives you no move to the upside. Now, we did get a little move up and then a little bit of a move down before it actually played out. But this could have been that whole divergence playing out. But very, very likely that these higher time frame bullish divergences will play out at least a little bit. And it is definitely likely that they play out in a big way. I just wanted to show you guys this because even though this was a little sketchy after this confirmed, and then we got another move down before it actually played out, it just shows you the reliability of a signal like this on such a high time frame, right? And same thing with the bearish divergences, right? You have your higher high here on price, and then you have your high and your lower high right here on your momentum waves with money flow coming out. That is a giant bearish divergence right from the top of the market, and then boom, absolutely crushed to the downside. So I just kind of want to hammer that home. I started to feel a little bit crazy looking at this weekly bull div, just like, wow, really massive bullish signal. Kind of really dug into that weekly bullish divergence because it was really exciting. And then I'm looking at it getting rejected here, and I'm like, that's all we get out of a weekly bullish divergence. I like really, really dig into this thing because there was a high probability of it playing out. And then it made me look crazy and then just wound up playing out anyway. So just take that. If you guys are going to take anything away from this stream, please take that away. The higher time frames can play with your emotions, right? But more often than not, they wind up playing out. Shout out to Biomex. I see you, bro. I see you. What is going on, bro? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Let's see. Shermanation, shout out to Shermanation, says, hey, Frankie, trading on BitGet. I don't know if that was a question or not, but yes, we have been trading on BitGet, guys. We really like BitGet. Our special deal is over with BitGet, or the deal that we worked out for you guys. It was for a limited time only, but if you guys want to sign up for BitGet, let's see. Rob, if you could drop that link, there is a link in the description, but I'm sure Rob will drop it in the chat. If you guys want to sign up for BitGet, he will drop that link. It will help the channel out, but I believe you will get some form of a deal. It won't be the same deal we were talking about last time, but I believe there is some deal. They also have zero spot trading fees on all pairs. So yeah, definitely check them out, guys. We've been loving BitGet. Let's see. I'm sorry I'm late. Shout out to Wesley. It's okay, bro. We're going to get started now. I forgive you, Wesley. Don't worry, bro. But there you go, guys. If you take something away, just please understand that these higher time frames do take time to play out, but more often than not, they do. And this is a perfect example of that 2-week and weekly bullish divergence. Now, moving on. Weekly VWAP is starting to cool off, right? So indication of a little bit of a cooling off period. Not necessarily a dump to zero, but just a little bit of a cool off here. A lot of these higher daily time frames are starting to kind of chill out a little bit. 6-day VWAP starting to come back down to the downside. 5-day looking to curve down. 4-day, we are finally getting that green dot. But as we always say, guys, money flow is still pointing to the upside. It is still in the green. So as long as that remains and we don't rip this thing back into the red, things are still looking decent on the higher time frames. Now, I don't want that to be like an automatic just signal, oh my God, we're going to 100K, right? This could easily flop back into the red. But as long as it stays in the green, this is something I'm watching very closely. If this comes into a bigger green wave, that would be massively, massively bullish. So red dot printing on your 4-day, potential cool off. But until that money flow starts looking bearish, I would expect this to kind of cool us off and then potentially come back up, print a green dot, and drag that money flow, drag it a little bit higher into the green. Coming into your 3-day. 3-day money flow is starting to curve out just a little bit there. I don't know if you guys can see it. I will zoom in a bit. There you go. Starting to curve out a little bit with your money flow. Nothing too alarming just yet. You do have that confirmed red dot on your 3-day as well. Still not the biggest reaction off of this 3-day red dot, right? Maybe that 4-day is going to give us a little something extra. And then obviously this is likely going to leak up into these higher time frames. The 4-day will leak into the 5-day. The 5-day will leak into the 6-day, 6-day to the weekly, weekly to 2-week, so on and so forth. So that red dot I would expect to leak into this 5-day. As you can see, that 5-day is coming down, looking for the red dot very soon. But really nothing too drastic here. But you guys will know on Friday, we were looking at some bearish signals, and I want to take a look. I kind of want to take a look at these and kind of show you guys why we were expecting a move down as we are starting to get that right now. So today, you guys will remember when we had our stream with Crypto Face last week, we were kind of starting to take a look. We were starting to take a look at this 2-day VWAP, and Crypto Face was saying like, hey, that 2-day VWAP is getting nice curvature to the upside, something he said he was keeping his eye on, which, again, this is a perfect reason why when we say this stuff on stream, guys, you have to take it, it's not just, oh, 2-day VWAP's curving up nicely. That means we're going up, right? It means, hey, this is something to watch, right? Because we know that there is a chance that it may not play out, and that is exactly what happened here on the 2-day, right? So it was actually looking really, really saucy, right? Beautiful curvature on that VWAP coming to the upside, but then we wound up getting some resistance on that 0 line, and we started coming back down, invalidating that, that really saucy looking VWAP, right? So, it is possible for something to look really bullish, and then one day you wake up and it's just changed, right? So you have to be ready to flip-flop on a dime, especially when you're a trader, right? So VWAP rejected at that 0 line on the 2-day. That is a little bit more bearish, right? Because that 2-day curving up like that was kind of one of those things that was making us lean really bullish, right? That added to our bullish sentiment, while looking at these higher time frames with the money flow coming up, that 2-day VWAP was like, hey, man, this thing might continue to go. But that rejection that's a point for the bears right there, right? Rejection at the 0 line on the 2-day, as this red dot didn't do anything at all. We actually, in fact, we actually just kept continuing to come up and make higher highs. And then finally we got that rejection on the VWAP as we got some red candles. Shout out to Tony D. He said, want to thank all who have been patient as we navigate the premium, get feedback from users. Premium and the channel will be leveling up soon. Yeah, guys, Tony D is starting officially either tomorrow or the next day. But as soon as Tony starts, guys, we are about to level this channel up and add a bunch of new content, and things are going to get crazy. Things are going to get crazy. Shout out to Tony D. Shout out to Daddy Zach. Ready for the sauce. Thanks for all you do. FCU, shout out to Daddy Zach. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for being here, man. But let's go ahead and continue on. So here we go, right? VWAP rejected at that zero line on the 2-day. Looking at the daily, we did have, now this gets into kind of those bearish signals that we were looking at, right? Now, those bearish signals lied on the daily, the 16-hour, the 12-hour, and the 4-hour, amongst other things. But those were the main things that we were looking at. And yeah, so on the daily, let's go ahead and pull up our TA here. So on the daily, we were looking at coming up to this key level of resistance right about here at about $23,825. And we were starting to put some higher highs in on our price action. Again, remember that 2-day had that red dot, but we just kept creeping up, right? This is why I was leaning bearish at this level, or one of the many reasons, right? We had that 2-day red dot, but price was still creeping up, right? That's just already kind of showing a discrepancy between the indicator and the price action, right? But not only that, we also had a daily bearish divergence starting to print. You had your high here, your little tiny lower high right here, sloping out as your price action was coming up. You guys will remember on Friday, I was kind of saying like, hey, there's only a matter of time. This is only sustainable. You can only continue to march up with momentum and money flow coming out for so long before you finally warrant that correction, right? Because you're seeing your price come up and then your money flow. Remember what the money flow represents, guys. The money flow represents money entering and exiting the asset, right? So it's just kind of simple, not simple, but it's kind of a simple concept, right? Price is going up, but money is leaving the asset. There's something wrong there, right? There's a discrepancy, right? So that typically warrants a correction to the downside, and then bullish divergences are obviously the opposite. But, that's kind of why I was saying that this is only sustainable for so long. Now, if we were creeping up higher and higher and money flow was staying flat or money flow was coming up, then that may be like, hey, guys, we can continue to the upside. But because of that discrepancy, price going up, momentum coming down, giving us that open alligator mouth with our trend lines here. That is what was making me think or making me predict that, this was, or that's how I knew that this was not going to be sustainable over time, right? So, there you go. So not only did we have that on the daily, and that is a very, very strong top signal, especially on the daily, but then you come down to the 16-hour, guys. Same thing. Higher highs on your price, lower highs on your momentum waves, and now you are starting to have money flow coming out. Same thing on your 12-hour. We have the same exact thing into key resistance, price creeping up, momentum creeping down, money flow creeping down, and when you come on over to the 4-hour, that was where we were able to kind of see like, hey, listen, because at the time, guys, on Friday and a couple days before that, money flow was not creeping out this much, right? We were maybe somewhere up here on, or I guess that was Monday, Tuesday, Friday. So Friday, we were still up here, right? So if you're not seeing this drop off right here, it kind of looks good with the money flow, right? It still looks kind of thick here, but that's when we can actually go down to the lower time frames, such as the 4-hour, and see that the 4-hour has been coming out really aggressively, right? And then we could think like, hey, if the 4-hour keeps bleeding into the red, that's probably going to leak up into the higher time frames, which we are starting to see on the 12-hour now, right? Starting to come out with that money flow. So this was one of the many, many things we were talking about on the stream, warranting a correction to the downside. We were being very careful because obviously the bears have been getting, ripped left and right by the bullhorns. So we were being very careful, but, this cannot sustain forever when price and money flow is coming out. So for anybody new who's tuned into the stream right now, please, if you're going to take anything away, take that away. When you have price action coming out, coming up, making higher highs, and you have money flow coming out on multiple time frames, showing that money's leaving the asset, but price is going up, it's just a general thought like that doesn't really make sense, right? So that's what warrants that correction, and this is how we were able to tell that. So we finally did see these start to play out, and if you actually go in and actually look at this, once you confirmed this, once you printed this red dot here, I put a horizontal line there. Since that red dot, that bearish divergence was printing, that is basically where we started that move to the downside and have come down about almost 5% since then, right? So again, when you see bearish divergences, especially on high time frames like this, they typically do wind up playing out at some point. Whether you get sometimes you do get a little extra leg up. You can see we did have bearish divergences here. Didn't play out much, but we did come down, right? Very rarely do they do nothing, right? Very rarely does a bearish divergence do nothing, at least on a high time frame like this, right? So you did have one here, right? Didn't play out the best, but you did come down just a little bit, right? And then you did have another one right here. Didn't play out that much, but we did come to the downside. Nice little scalp there. And then eventually we did get this giant one right here, which wound up finally giving us a decent move down to back to the downside. But let's go ahead and move down to those lower time frames and start to dig in a little bit more into the actual levels that we're watching and kind of what is going on right now. So yeah, now we are starting to get a little bit of a dump. So here we go, right? All right, so starting to take a look at these key levels, guys. Actually, back to the 4 hour just to look a little bit locally. Red dot looking to print very, very soon here, it seems. Money flow is back in the red on the 4 hour, guys. We were looking at this, I think, on Friday. Actually, I think on Friday, the 5 hour was starting to leak into the red, and then the 4 hour is getting very close. So it was something that we were looking to keep an eye on, right, to indicate a potential further move to the downside. So money flow is now in the red on the 4 hour, which is a pretty bearish sign, especially because we had all those bearish divergences. So looking for a red dot to print here very, very soon on the 4 hour. Going to keep an eye on this. Maybe we'll get it during the stream. Probably not, though. Maybe we print it during the stream. But moving on here, 2 hour red dot is printing. No blood diamond or anything like that. Coming down to your 1 hour red dot confirmed. So we are starting to get a little bit of a spill to the downside here. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of these lower time frames. Take a look at some of these key levels, and then we'll talk about kind of where we are leaning in the short to medium term. Again, I'll just kind of end this here. I am still leaning a little bullish longer term, but that doesn't mean that we can't dump down in the short term. So, real quick, just want to point this out, guys. Talked about this on the morning stream. Nice little scalp that we caught in the premium Discord. Didn't quite make it up to our second target here, but as you guys know, kind of the way we trade these ranges is, let me just move this real quick. We have the volume profile giving us that value area high, point of control, and value area low, these 3 key levels. And typically, when we approach that value area low, this is where we start to look for long positions. Let me see. Do we have the... oh, I guess I don't actually have the... Hang on. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead. I don't know if there's anything behind my trading view that is sensitive information, so I'm just going to go ahead and be safe, pull up that face cam, and let me just go ahead and restart my trading view because I think I was looking at it at the office. Now I'm in the studio. I may have not refreshed the page here, so some of the levels might not be up to date. So let me just go ahead and see if I can fix that. Come on. Come on. Okay. Boom. All right. Let's see. Okay. I broke TradingView, guys. Completely broke TradingView. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay. Let's bring chat back up. And then, bada boom. Let's just transition back into the charts. So here we go, right? Let's turn on the Heikinashi candles. And yeah, so this was basically what we were looking at here. Let's respawn these levels. We were waiting for price to get down into the value area low, but we were also watching a local golden pocket /786 fib level. And I gave this setup right before I went to sleep last night. And I even said, I was like, guys, I'm probably going to be sleeping when this setup occurs. But for anybody who's up trading late night, keep a lookout for a potential revisit of this 786 fib level or value area low. And if we can put in some bullish divergences amongst other bullish confirmations that we were looking for, that is where I would be looking to go long. I don't know exactly where that position was, but basically the idea was to come down to that value area low and then catch a little scalp long. First, be looking to take profits at that point of control, which would have given you a nice 1.3% move, obviously with a little bit of leverage, throw a little 10x leverage on that thing and turn it into some decent gains. And then our second target would have been that value area high, but we never made it to that value area high. This is why I always say, when you're looking to take longs from the lows of the range or shorts from the highs of the range, your first TP, as long as you have enough room between that value area low and that point of control to get a decent bit of gains, I do recommend just making that point of control your first target, lock in some profits at that point of control. If things don't look bullish at that point of control, maybe you want to close the whole position. But if it is looking bullish, maybe lock in some profits, potentially move your stop loss back to your entry point, and then try to ride it up to your second target. And then if you don't hit your second target, and this happens where you come out and stop out, you would have been, in this case, stopped out in profit, right? Because you would have taken some profit at the POC, and then as you come down, your stop loss will be at break even, and then you get stopped out in a little bit of profit. However, a lot of times it will run, if you could hold above that POC, it will run up to that value area high. And then if you break the range and go find a new value area at higher prices, you're basically in from the bottom of that range. So shout out to anybody who saw that in the Discord and was able to lock in some profits at that POC. Did not make it up to our second target. But again, if you're trading these ranges like I do, typically these losses, obviously everyone has a different level of risk tolerance. But sometimes, if you want to be a little more risky and you're like, this isn't enough money for me, this isn't really going to do it, let me go ahead. I'm just going to hold this. If I get stopped out, I'll take a loss. So if that were the case, you'd still be in the trade now. But there you go, guys. So shout out to anybody who caught that in the premium Discord. However, as we were coming up to this point of control, you guys will know I was also putting in the Discord that I would be very careful. I might have put this, I think I put this in the free Discord as well. As we are approaching this point of control, we were getting some bearish signs. We were getting actually a red dot, or maybe not. I don't remember exactly what time frame we were looking at. I got to look at the Discord. But we were starting to get some bearish signs up here at that golden pocket / POC. So I was looking for a potential rejection here, which we did wind up getting. So we may come down right now, according to the laws of the volume profile. We will be working our way back down here towards that value area low. Now, with that being said, guys, whoops. Shout out to Dave Digital, with that being said. Shout out to Thesis. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate you. He says, long trades are real like the cash in my Lexus. Shorts are fake like red dots and yellow X's. Shout out to Thesis himself, who does not believe in yellow X's. Hashtag ban the yellow X. Let's go. Shout out to Thesis, bro. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate the super chat. More dump is due. Phazian, as you guys know, recently I've been basically just waiting for this thing to dump, right? I've been saying, like, emotionally, I want Bitcoin to go to lower prices. I want to scoop up a little bit more. I still have some dry powder on the side. So there is that, but also the charts have been screaming down, right? At least in the short to medium term. Again, long term still leaning bullish, right? Those longer time frames take a long time to play out, right? But we've been calling for a little bit of a dump. We just kind of been waiting for one of these bearish signals to play out, and now they finally are. So, yeah, and again, it all started with this 4-hour bearish divergence, right? This was the first actual bearish sign, right? Because this is where we were getting the bear divs and money flow was clearly starting to come out. Also, I don't know the exact levels, but we were also, another setup from the premium Discord, guys, was to be watching this level with specific confirmations to go short from this level. And again, one of the big reasons for that was the giant 4-hour bear div, right? Into key resistance with bearish confirmations. That is why we were looking at this, waiting, saying, hey, guys, if we come up again, we're going to create another drive of bearish divergence with money flow really starting to come out now. So this is where we would be looking for shorts, and that is exactly what we were doing. But continuing on here, guys, speaking of more downside, if we are finally going to break this range to the downside, I think there is no better time than now, right? Because, with all these bearish signs and the bears starting to show their face, we could finally see a breakdown of this level. But other than that, guys, the levels to the downside remain basically the same as they have, in the past week or so. So Monday dump, Tuesday pump. Hey, Darren does things potentially. But yeah, we're going to take a look at kind of what I would expect if we are going to get another pump and not break the range. But right now, let's take a look at the bearish case, right? Let's say we work our way down to that value area low, and then we wind up breaking below it. If we come down to this level of $22,319, if we come down to this level and we lose it decisively, that is where, if we pull up our VPVR, boom, pull up a little bit of volume here, you will see this is a very, very key level, guys. This is a very key level. As we look at this level, you can see right below here is essentially where we have a massive, massive fall off in volume, as you can see right here. Boom. Once we lose this level, guys, we will likely fall in this low volume gap and potentially fall down to much lower prices. Now, first stop I would be looking at would be this local golden pocket / 786 fib levels. Let me go ahead and I'm actually going to turn on the price labels on these. Where is it? No. Style. It's got to be here somewhere. Extend left. Levels line. Trend line. No. No. Coordinates. No. Visibility. Really? Extend lines. How do I get the price to come back up here? Oh, there we go. I didn't realize. Oh, Jesus. Okay, here we go. Revert prices. Boom. There we go. So this golden pocket is coming in at between about 22K and 21.9. That would be a decent place to be looking for some support. However, you have to zoom out a little bit to get any kind of. You have to come to a higher time frame. Come to the 3 hour. There we go. You can see, like, there's really not that much here, right? So understand there is a golden pocket here. It is a level I will be looking for potential longs at. But when you're looking at the volume here, you can see, once it spawns, there you go, you can see that there really isn't that much volume here. A little bit of a spike. You can barely see it. But there's not much, right? It's basically just a giant low volume gap. So if we lose that $22,319 level, I would look for a bounce at that golden pocket or that 786. To be 100% honest, if the golden pocket doesn't give you a very quick bounce, I would just look straight down to the 786, where we do have a little bit more confluence, right? The reason I say that is because this 786 not only brings you down to retest the previous highs that you made up here in January, you would be coming down to test that structural support. However, you are also coming a lot closer to your high volume node, right? So you're likely to fall pretty quickly through this level. But if you could get down here, this is really where I would expect the support to start kicking in if it doesn't kick in at that golden pocket. You have your high volume node, you have the structural support right here, and then if you break below that, obviously this spider line is going to be a very key level to look at. Again, confluence with this high volume node. So this level, the 786, is coming in right at the shelf of your high volume node here. So that is likely to give you a bounce. If you break that, coming down to your spider line, which you do have the confluence with that high volume node. And again, you guys will know we talk a lot about price hunting out balance, right? Price will likely seek balance, right? So if we break down here, whoops, what is going on? Boom. Let's grab that brush tool. Boom, right? We get a move down here, a little bing, a little bong, break below this. Maybe we get a quick move through that volume gap. Maybe we get a little bounce here, a little retest. But if we lose this level here and we come down here, you guys will remember, we talk about price hunting balance, right? So you could see back here when we were bouncing around and ranging around in this area here, we created a value area or a area of balance between this value area low and between this value area high, right? Or value area high, value area low. This was considered a fair price for Bitcoin, right? Price wanted to trade within this range. So if technically, really what we're looking for is if you lose this high volume node, you are looking for a price to potentially go hunt out the next high volume node, which is obviously going to be right here. And, if we do wind up coming down there, it is possible for us to kind of just start ranging around here because we have this previous value area low, value area high, and POC. Right? So price, and then we have an area of balance here, right? You have a balanced area here where price is ranging up and down. And if you eventually become imbalanced and you get exited out of that value area, price will likely hunt out the next high volume node right here and maybe may actually reclaim this previous value area and range at the same value area that we traded right here. So that is kind of what I'm looking for in the short to medium term for Bitcoin if we get a breakdown. Those are the main levels I will be watching. And then if we start breaking these lows down here at about 20,300, 20,400, I would say probably more realistically 20,400. If we start losing those levels, you could see it starts another pretty big gap. You do have little spikes here and there, but essentially you have a big gap, and then your next highest volume node is actually back down here in this previous value area that we were trading in a while ago, and we were trading in here for a long time. So this is a very high volume node, right? So if we actually wind up breaking those lows at about 20,400, where is it? Yeah, right here at about 20,400. This is where potentially, if none of these other levels save you, you could be coming back down to retest the highs of that previous range, which is pretty close to where that 786 is coming in. And if we lose that level, right, if we come a little boom, right, we lose this spider line, boom. Now we break into this next low volume gap. There's not much holding us up. If we start coming down here, this would be a big level to look for a bounce, is that 786 to retest these highs that we made back here in December, which was a part of this giant range that we traded in right here, right? And this isn't even your value area high, right? We could even come down to test this value area high. But once we start breaking this 786 at about 18,200, I'm starting to feel a little bit bearish on Bitcoin. If we don't get a bounce off this high volume node, that is where we are likely going to see much lower prices for Bitcoin. So again, we're basically just hunting out balance. We found balance up here, nice little value area. If we lose it to the downside, we're going to hunt out that next area of balance, which was right here. We could come down and start ranging here. If we lose this area of balance, that next big point of interest is all the way down here in this previous range we traded in here from between about November and the beginning of January, right? So if we come back down into this range and we get accepted back into this value area, roughly, I'm being pretty fast with this. If we get accepted back into this value area, guys, that is where things start to look a little bit bearish, and we could potentially come down and make lower lows. But we're pretty far away from that. The more local levels are going to be coming down to potentially visit that 786 coming in at about 21,500. And then obviously another big level I would watch here, guys, is this golden pocket coming in at around 19,500. The reason I say this is because obviously, you guys will know we've been talking about this for a really long time. We do have this low volume. We do have this CME gap, not a low volume gap, very, very different. But we do have this CME gap down here at about $19,500. As you guys know, price does like to fill these gaps very, very often. Not guaranteed, but more often than not, they do get filled before moving on for price at least. So price may come back down here to come fill that CME gap. And so if we come down here, it would be a very decent place, at least in my opinion, to be looking for longs. You just want to be very careful because you don't have that much volume in this area, and that high volume node down here is going to be like, Bitcoin, come on, right here. Look how big this node is. Look at this high volume node. Come on. So you're gonna have that node kind of calling Bitcoin's name, but if you can come down and fill this gap, we could get a strong bounce here. So this is another key level to watch. But again, main levels I'd be watching in the short term are going to be the golden pocket / 786 between about 22,000 and 21,500. That's the next major level I would be looking for. Hopefully some support. So there you go. Now, let's talk about if we break to the upside, guys. What happens if we get that move to the upside, right? Let's say we come down to our value area low and we wind up getting a decent, bounce and just price starts ripping, right? It's Tuesday, we're pumping, and we get a big move back up. We break our value area high. We start coming up to test these levels at about 23,825. What happens? What do we need to do to get this move up to 25K? Now, first off, I will say this. The higher time frames, at least locally, are looking like they want to cool off just a little bit before getting another massive move to the upside. Something you need to realize is price needs to come down to make room for more upside, right? It's always fun to go up in a straight line, but it is not healthy, right? Going out and partying every night is fun, but it's not healthy. Going up in a straight line for Bitcoin is fun, but it's not healthy. And as soon as Bitcoin decides to flop back over and dump, talk about a hangover, right? Especially if you're still in your long. So that's kind of something to keep in mind here. And with the VWAP starting to curve down pretty aggressively on those higher time frames, I would be very careful, and at least at this point, I would lean towards if we do get a move up to that 25K level, it's going to be really hard to blast through that without having a little bit more of a cool-off, in my opinion. Understand, guys, Bitcoin has done crazier things, and I've been wrong before, right? I'm not right 100% of the time. I mean, we're definitely right way more than we're wrong, but I could be wrong, right? And anyone you're listening to could be wrong. You could be right and they could be wrong. Or, just understand that nobody has the end all be all answer. That is why it's so important for you to actually go to the charts and do your own technical analysis and see if you agree with the people you listen to, right? Whether you're listening to your friends or you're talking to your boss or you're talking to me or you're watching my stream or you're checking out Crypto Phase or whatever it is, you have to understand that at the end of the day, no one has all the answers, right? So you got to do your own research is basically what I'm trying to say. But in my opinion, if we do get a move up to 25K, if those higher time frames don't cool off, this will be pretty unhealthy in my opinion. I'm not saying we can't get there. I'm just saying I don't know how much higher we could go without really getting a big crash. So I would rather come down. I want Bitcoin to go higher, but I would rather see Bitcoin get a nice healthy correction at least down near this spider line at about 21K. If not, I would even really prefer to come down to about 19.5, really scare out the bulls. The bulls are like, oh my God, wait, hang on. It was just a relief rally. Oh my God, it was a fake out. They were all right. And then everyone's starting to go, oh my God, we're coming. We broke 20K. 20K, for some reason, I guess it's because it's a psychological number. It's like, oh my God, we broke 20K. Lower lows incoming, right? And then that would be a perfect time to just fill the CME gap, turn it right back around, rip it to the upside, wreck all the bulls, get everybody out of their long positions, stomp everybody out, and then rip it to the moon. So just be careful. But I would really like to see something like that, even if it was a bigger correction down to revisit some of these highs that we made back here in this older range, all the way back here from November, December, and early January. I would even maybe like to come down and test some of those levels, but at least come down and fill that CME gap. I would really prefer to see that. And then if we could do that, then I think a rip up to that 25K level would be much healthier to get above that 25K level. We would have the gusto and the room to come down, right? Correct down here, and then reverse it, rip it back to the upside, get some nice moves up, and then flip that level at about 25K, maybe range up here for a little bit before getting maybe a little bullish consolidation, and then another bing bong up to that 28 to 30K level, that infamous 25 to 30K level that we've been talking about and everyone's been talking about, this area of previous consolidation, which again is our next high volume node to the upside. So what I would like to see is a correction down to some lower prices. Another, 21K, 20,800, 21K, big level to watch. That spider line essentially is going to be a big level to watch. If we don't turn around there, looking for that golden pocket, close the CME gap, and then finally get a move up, hold 25K for a little bit, break these previous highs that we made in August, and then get a shot through this low volume gap to hunt out this next shot through this low volume gap to hunt out this next high volume node, which will be attracting your price and we will be basically be coming up to find some balance here that, and then just trading in the same range that we were, or same value area that we had all the way back here. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. I hope someone learned something. Anybody, hit me with a hashtag value if you guys learned anything right there. But that is basically what I'm looking for. However, if we do not get a move down, let's just say we come down, we never break our range, right? Because you have to understand that's not impossible, right? We could just come down to the bottom of our range, maybe come down to this level here at about 22,300, and then we get a big move up to about 25K. And again, if we do wind up getting that move up, obviously the next level to be looking at would be about 25K. Let me come to the 4-hour, zoom out just a little bit. Would be this level. And again, once we come up and break the highs that we made back here on Wednesday, the 1st of February, around this level here, if we break those levels, 25K is going to be the next major level of resistance. We have a spider line here. We also have a golden pocket. If you actually turn your chart on linear, you actually have 2 spider lines running right through this level. So if we do get a move up here, let's say we just take off from the lows of this range and we get a big move up, flip this level to support, get a rip up to 25K. This would still be bullish. However, this would be someone saying we get a big bounce. Okay, but if we do get this, we could come up here, but just understand that the higher time frames would be massively overheated if this happened without a big correction to the downside. So I would be very, very cautious up here. And then obviously, once we break these highs, this golden pocket essentially in this area, once we break these levels, guys, this would crack us into a massive low volume gap, again, up to that previous area of consolidation between about 28 and 30K. So that would be the next likely stop. And then that would, that's going to be a big target. And if you guys really want to put your moon suits on, go a little further here, I will say this. If you really want to do some moon math here, again, if we are going to get some kind of a fake out bull run like we did in 2014. In 2019, we had a fake out bull run to 14K, not 2014. Kind of what we've seen happen on many of these other cycles, guys. If we come over to the weekly time frame, we looked at this the other day. Here's the 2017 bull run and the 2018 bear market. If we go ahead and grab our Fibonacci retracement tool and we go ahead and pull our fib from we're just pulling fibs here, guys. If we come from this high right here all the way to our lows, down here to the bottom of the bear market, you will see that we had that fake out bull run to come kiss this macro golden pocket before getting a strong rejection, coming right back down to revisit these lows down here, and then finally ripping through into our next bull market, which was in 2021. But I do believe this has happened in other cycles as well. Let's just go ahead and test that. We'll pull a fib from this all-time high right here all the way to our lows right about here. And we did, well, I guess this wasn't really, this was a relief rally. However, we did not come up to kiss that level. But you can see here, we did get a big move to the downside in the beginning of this dump of about 64%, came right back up to kiss that 786, and we did come up to retest that golden pocket, but it did just come way later, and it was basically while we were already on our way up. So the 2017 example is really, if we are going to see something like that where we get a little fake out bull run, I would look for a retest of a similar golden pocket like this, and if we do see that, if we do see that from the all-time high all the way to the low here, guys, that would be bringing us in that 48 to 50K level, which, again, is very far away. However, let's zoom back in here. Yeah, it is very far away, but it is between about 48 and 50K. And then, but this would be, you could potentially get into that 40, 50K level if we did start seeing things go absolutely berserk. Another, another big level I would watch here. I actually pulled this to the wrong low. Let me just go ahead and pull that. Yeah, I think it's between 48. Yeah, 48. About 48 and 50K. You could also take a look at this fib, this retracement right here from this high to our actual low. This brings you closer to the 35 to 40K level if you're looking at the 786. So this may be something that you could look at as well, because once you get a rip up to that 30K level, you're going to be pretty close to these levels. You may get some wicks up into here before getting a big rejection. But this is moon math, guys. We are very far away from here, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. But I do just want to point out that if we're going to see something like a fake out bull market like we saw in 2019, that wouldn't be impossible to get a big move up there. Back here, let's see, I know you guys can't really see this, but it was about a 350% pump into that level in a bear market, in a technical bear market, right? And then that would be about a 150% move in this cycle, right? So 350 back here, 150 here, definitely possible. It's just something else to keep an eye on. But again, very speculative, very far away. Shout out to Jessica. Oh my God. Jessica said LFG 1K likes, and I was like, no way. And I thought we had 1K likes. But speaking of likes, shout out to Jessica. I appreciate you. Thank you for saying that, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. Every single 100 likes. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get a spin on the wheel, a pain and pleasure where you have a chance to win some free crypto, some free signed copies of Ben's new book, Catching Up to Crypto, and maybe, just maybe, some potential merch giveaways. Maybe we'll give away one of these hats. We also have them in different colors, guys. I got one right up here, but I don't want to get up to get it. But it's coffee khaki colored. Shout out to Thesis. Thesis is smashing the super likes, the super chats today. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much for that. Says wife. What you watching? Me. Guys on the internet pulling their fibs. Hey, Thesis. That's right, baby. No shame in that. No shame. You watch whatever you want on the internet. You guys ever see that that meme? I don't know. I don't know exactly what it's from, but it's like a guy like on the laptop and like someone walks in the room and like they creep the door open and like they green screen some crazy stuff on the laptop and then the person like shuts the door like, okay, and they just shut the door. That's what I picture there, Thesis. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, hey, no shame in watching people pull their fibs online. You got to do what you got to do, right? Shout out to Masnoka. Says, Frankie, I'm watching you on my 70-inch TV. Should I send you a pic? Meeting your outlaw is unhealthy value. Hey, shout out to Masnokas, or as I like to call him, Masnokas. Shout out to you, bro. Yes, please please DM this picture of me on your 70-inch TV. Hang on, not this picture. This picture. There you go. Boom. Quick little photo shoot, mid-TA photo shoot for Masanokas. Yes, definitely send me those pictures, bro. I appreciate you. All right, guys, with all that being said, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. Look, I'll buy that hat. Where is that thing? Shout out to Crypto Totoro. We are working on getting these on the site. It's partially my fault, guys. I will say this. We could get these on the site very quickly, but they won't be the same quality. And I don't want to give away low-quality hats because I'm a big hat guy, and these are sick. They are high quality. They're just well-made. They fit perfectly. You don't have to bend the rim. It just has a perfect fit. So we just want to make sure we get the actual, like, we're sourcing this exact model of hat. So you guys are getting, like, legit hats. We're not going to get some cheap stuff from, we're not just going to get some cheap stuff and sell it, right? We want you to get the high-quality stuff. We buy these at retail. They're, like, $35 a piece. We just buy them and give them away as of right now, but we are working on getting them on the site. So stick in there. Hang in there. We do have them coming in multiple colors. But we have them in coffee khaki. You could still win these in the giveaway, right? But we will have these in the store soon. Coffee khaki, got a nice brown mesh back with the coffee-colored front with the leather patch, also real leather. And then we also have, these are actually on the site, we have the purple and pink and cyan Heikinashi dad hats with the Heikinashi candles in there, a little uptrend for you guys, with the CandleMafia on the back, a little, a little lower key, right? It doesn't say Frankie Candles all over it, but a little CandleMafia, if you know kind of thing. So there you go. These are on the site. If you go to hitmerch.com and click on brands and go to Frankie Candles, you will see those hats. But let's jump right back into the charts here, guys. How long have we been going for? Shout out to Rob just threw that link in there if you guys want to check out the merch. But let's see. We still got 1,100 people in here. I appreciate you all for spending your time with us tonight. We're about 11 hours. Thank God we're not 11 hours into the stream. We're an hour and 11 minutes into the stream. That means that it's time to start looking at those altcoins, and you guys know I'm actually going to use this here. Look at that. Oh, we lit up the altcoins button, guys. Guys, I never, ever do that, but we're doing it today. It's time for those altcoins, guys. Let's go ahead, and if you want to see your altcoin, go ahead and throw it in chats right now. The candle shirts are awesome. Yeah, we have a bunch of new designs, guys. If you guys want to check them out, definitely go check them out. My favorite one is the Godfather CandleMafia shirt. It's really, really sick with the marionette hand. It's savage. I absolutely love it. So definitely go check that out. But throw your altcoins in chat, guys, and I will go ahead and Rob will make a list, and I will go ahead and take a look at them. But while we're waiting for Rob to gather the altcoin votes and count them, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the SPY. So as we take a look, actually, let's take a look at the DXY first, because we actually have seen exactly what we thought would happen on the DXY. Now, weekly green dot on the DXY. And here's the thing, guys. We've had a lot of green dots on the DXY on the weekly, right? But this one is on the bottom of the zero line, below the zero line. This is the first green dot we've gotten below the zero line since June of 2021. And that last green dot was the start of a massive uptrend for the DXY, right? Which was essentially, basically that was coming into the bear market, right? So, and then you get this one here, get a little pop to the upside, a little bounce down, another green dot, little bounce to the upside, come back down, and then that green dot ripped you to the upside. But weekly green dot is printing. We may start seeing, even if it is just a little bit, we may start seeing a little bit of green on the DXY. Another reason why I am approaching with caution on Bitcoin. Now, moving on here, green dot on your 6-day. But you guys will know, this is kind of what I wanted to look at with you guys. The bullish divergences on the DXY. Yes, I know a lot of people say you can't have them on indexes. We talk about this every single time, but until they stop playing out, I will keep looking at them, right? So higher lows on your momentum waves with your green dots, giving you this big bullish divergence with two fat boys, two big green dots, right? Double green dots. You have these green dots on the on your actual momentum waves, but then you'll notice that sometimes on Market Cypher, you actually get a second green dot down here. And basically what that is these second green dots pop up, I believe. Now, we should ask CryptoFace this when we had him on the show the other day. But I believe these green dots, or these double green dots, pop up when the momentum wave comes a certain distance below your negative 60 line, which is this white line right here. So when your momentum wave comes a certain level below there, I believe that is what prints your double green dot. That is speculative. I believe that's what it is, but I didn't make Market Cipher, so I don't know for a fact. But this is bullish divergence on the daily, right? You have your candles making lower lows, your momentum making higher lows, and then you even put in a little local bull div here with your low and your higher low, and then your low and your lower low here. So multiple drives a bullish divergence on the daily for the DXY, something we've been watching for quite some time. And on top of that, guys, it was happening at this key level of resistance support. Key level of support. Fat boys is what I call the neighbor's kids. Shout out to I'm My Hero. You're my hero, my hero. But this 786 is basically the key level of support we were looking at. And I was saying, hey, guys, coming down to that key level. We didn't quite touch it. Watch for a pierce of this level and the confirmation of this bull dip for a potential move back up to this golden pocket, which is exactly what we're seeing as we're getting. And we were talking, the reason we were talking about this was because, hey, guys, if you have these 4-hour bearish divergence on Bitcoin, the 12-hour bearish divergence on Bitcoin, the 16-hour bearish divergence on Bitcoin, the daily looking bearish for Bitcoin, and because we were not seeing a lot of these bearish signals play out like they normally do, I was letting you guys know you could take a look at things such as the DXY to try to give you a little bit more insight into what may happen with Bitcoin, right? So if you're getting bearish signs on Bitcoin, but they're not really playing out, that might have been because the DXY was still kind of dumping, right? But now they're finally starting to show face as the DXY was getting this move we were waiting for. So if you were keeping an eye on this as we were last week, you would start to see like, wow, we just put in another local bull div on the DXY, and we actually pierced our level here and started closing a candle right on the level. We may start moving up towards that golden pocket. It's exactly what we got. If we can get above this level on the DXY, this would definitely, in my opinion, warrant a bigger move down for Bitcoin. So again, I'm going to say the same thing I said last week. Keep an eye on the DXY because if we get above this golden pocket, we could make a move all the way up here to this level, which I would actually combine these levels and just kind of look at this as a range. We could come back up to, I mean, I'm actually going to draw this like this. I would watch this blue box between about 107.54 or 107.547 and about 106.257, because if we hop above this golden pocket, we could get a move up into this level, in which case that may be where you start getting that 5-day red dot, that 6-day red dot. Maybe that weekly is starting to print that red dot as the DXY starts to get a little bit of relief to the upside, and then you get that correction down for Bitcoin, making some potential room back to get moving back up to higher prices. And again, obviously, if we come past a certain point, as you guys know, on Bitcoin, we were looking at that lower range. Just pull up this level. We were looking at this this lower range right here, basically where we were trading on Bitcoin at this point. Once we start breaking back into this value area, that is where I start to feel pretty bearish on Bitcoin. So, the real line in the sand here is going to be this value area high for me, right? If price on Bitcoin, if that DXY gets that move up to those levels we just looked at, and we get Bitcoin to get a big move down, right? This would be a pretty big move, right? So we actually got this move down. Like, you're already probably starting to feel bearish once you lose this 19.3 level, this high volume node right here, because then you're, going to fall through this gap. Quick move down, quick move up. You break this level, probably going to be another quick move down, right? So if you do get that, and we break below this value area high and start rejecting into this level and we start trading in here, that's pretty bearish in my opinion, right? So once we lose that level, because once you're in this range, you really start risking the chance of, breaking your bullish market structure that we just wound up finding. So you don't want to do that, right? So that value area high is going to be very, very key. And again, the DXY is something you could keep an eye on. And if we get a move up to this level, that is where I would start to, if we start to get above this golden pocket, we start piercing this golden pocket decisively, that's where I'm starting to look for a bigger move down for Bitcoin. Now, another thing, right? Opening up the SPY, another thing I'm looking at that is kind of making me lean bearish in the short term for Bitcoin, again, in the short term, is the fact that we are starting to get a little bit of a rejection here on the SPY. We are rejecting this golden pocket. Not only that, we are getting very close to this value area high, right? We are starting to break below this value area high. Now, if I was going to show this on the morning show, but I actually ran out of time. Again, if we get below this value area high, because of the way that volume profiles work, we know that once you get above here, let me label this. Let me make this clear, right? This is your value area high. This is your POC. This is your value area low, right? Label this value area low, right? These are the key levels, right? So when you come up to your value area high and you cannot break above it, now we're not I wouldn't even say that we're decisively breaking down yet, but we came up out of our value area, started rejecting. If we break below here decisively and cannot get back above this value area high, I would look for a rejection, potentially down to your POC. And that is where you want to get a bounce from, because if you don't get a bounce from here and you come back down to the bottom of the range, down here at about 372.86 for the SPY, that would be very bearish. So the fact that we're rejecting off this golden pocket and starting to look like we may be breaking back into this value area, again, if we break down below here and start coming down towards that POC, we will likely see Bitcoin follow suit to the traditional markets, right? Bitcoin's just going to follow right behind it, most likely, and get that move to the downside. So we do have, the confluence was there for this little correction down, and there is starting to be some writing on the wall that it could continue to the downside. But please remember, no guarantees, right? Everybody, anything can happen here. That's something that you can't stress that enough, right? Anything can happen. So yeah, Bulls Wreck. Shout out to Munir. Shout out to you, man. All right, Rob the Crypto Snob says show ETH. What do you mean show ETH? Did you mean show teeth? Rob, let me know what you're talking about. What is it ETH or ETH? I don't know what you're typing there. Show ETH? I don't know what show ETH means. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and that's the SPY, the DXY. And the just some key levels that we're watching here, guys. A beautiful, beautiful confluence right here. Now, this is interesting, right? Because if you do get a move down to that POC, and you wind the one thing that is making me think that we may get a very strong bounce here is that you do have the confluence of this, not only this POC. I'll be honest with you. I don't even know where this blue box came from. I assume it's probably a golden pocket potentially. But really what we're looking at here is the point of control in confluence, in perfect confluence, with our trend line here, right? So kind of a little bit bullish here. Let me get rid of this volume, make it a little cleaner. The one thing that is bullish here on the SPY, right? Just looking at the market structure, right? High, lower high. Lower high, right? This is a downtrend. Lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. Lower high, higher low, higher high, right? You broke this high. So this would be bullish. We are breaking trend here on the SPY, which is technically bullish. So if we come to, and again, the reason I'm saying I'm leaning bearish is because if we do wind up getting a correction down to this POC, we will likely see more downward price action for Bitcoin. However, that's not necessarily bearish in the macro outlook of things because we did break structure here and we are starting to break trend, but we could get a little pullback here. Bitcoin could dump a little bit, right? SPY dumps a little bit down to your POC, which not only would be a great level to find some support, but you would also be bullishly retesting the breakout of your trend line here, which again, you guys know, I don't trade breakouts, right? I don't recommend trading breakouts. You have to do what works for you. A lot of people are breakout traders. That people are breakout traders, right? And they're successful doing it. I'm not saying you can't be. I typically don't like to do that because I find that it's easier to get wrecked that way. What I would rather do is wait for the breakout and then wait for the bullish retest of that zone that it broke out of, and that is where I would enter my long for some potential higher prices. So bullish longer term, right? We broke that downtrend, but bearish short term to potentially bullishly retest this. And if we get a bounce there, that could be very bullish. And then again, that would kind of stick with our long-term bullish outlook on Bitcoin in the longer term. So there you go. There's the SPY. Now, shout out to Rob. Shout out to Rob. Okay, he cleared it up. He meant Ethereum. I don't know. I was like, ETH? I don't know. He's talking about Ethereum, guys. If you guys want to take a look at it. What is this? Okay. What? Oh, there's CME gaps? What the? Yeah, this must be glitched out. I don't know. This CME indicator is not working. Shout out to Rob. I appreciate you for being here, bro. But there you go. Ethereum. Taking a look here. Again, guys. Again, Very, very similar to Bitcoin here. Very, very similar to Bitcoin. Shout out to Ethereum and all the grandmothers and great aunts that call Ethereum Ethereum or ETH. You could call it ETH too. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. I know it's Ethereum. Don't worry. There's like someone who's never watched the stream before. They're like, this clown's calling it Ethereum. We know. It's just a joke, guys. It's just a joke. Shout out to the Aztecian Cactus Moss Water, guys. I'm going to have to take a sip of this. Oh, I'm bad, guys. Nobody tell Mrs. Candles we can't do it now. It's too late to do it now. I low-key missed the ginger shot today, guys. That wasn't on purpose. I swear. I hate these things, but I have to do them. But yeah, tomorrow we got to do the ginger shot. We're not doing it now, though. Oh, God, look at the bottom of this thing. This is disgusting. It's all cakey. Ugh. But yeah, shout out to, we're going to do the ginger shots tomorrow. I completely forgot about this. I feel like I'm like a patient, guys. I feel like a patient. I'm. Oh, no. Oh, no. Are you watching the stream?
No, I heard you.
Okay, Mrs. Candles just ran in and goes, what are you not supposed to tell me? Nothing. I forgot to take my ginger shot.
So take it right now.
No, it's okay. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna do it tomorrow. We'll just push it till tomorrow.
Why can't you do it right now?
Because we have a special time. Me and the CandleMafia have a special time to do the ginger shot. So we're just gonna wait till tomorrow. Cool. Oh yeah. So I feel like a patient, guys. I got to do the ginger shots. Mrs. Candles is worried about my health. I don't sleep or eat or anything. But I'm just a psycho. But we have the ginger shots, but then I also have like the nasty green juice, and this isn't like naked juice. Naked juice is basically candy. This is like the separated, nasty, gross, actual like crushed celery. And then I got the lemon water. I got the lemon water too. I feel like I'm on medication, guys. Like it's like fluids and greens that I have to drink and eat because I don't eat like a normal human being. So anyway, shout out to you. So you're cool if we take this? You're not gonna like be mad or anything, right? Oh, God. She gave me the look and walked out. Okay. Well, guys, RIP to me, potentially. I might catch some flack. Shout out to you guys. Oh, God. Whew. Thought we were going to have to take it there. I thought she was going to get real mad and make me take it. Let's see. If you don't sleep or eat, those shots aren't going to help you. Shout out to Rob. Maybe not. Shout out to Jessica. Let's see. The Ginger King. Let's go. Shout out to Fazy. And hey, Liver King, you better watch out. The Ginger King is coming. But there we go. Shaking out the weak hands. 25K incoming. Let's go, baby. But yeah, guys. That is, ginger shot tomorrow for sure. But yeah, just so you guys know, like behind the scenes, like they have me like on an IV, like feeding me fluids and stuff. But let's continue on here and take a look at Ethereum here. Now, guys, kind of the same deal here coming in for Ethereum. Let's see. She's real mad, bro. Take it. Fine. We'll do it. Oh, God. I just drank Aztecian Cactus Moss Water, guys. Oh, God. Eat a steak. Yeah, I would love a steak. Got a Traeger. I could smoke that bad boy. Oh, God. Here we go. It's warm, too, guys. This is disgusting. Okay, I'm going to do it. All right, here we go. It's open. I can't get rid of it now. Here we go. Oh, this one's for the CandleMafia and maybe for my my night. I want to have a good have a good night tonight. I don't want to, we don't need Mrs. Candles being mad, right? All right, here we go. All right, this one's for you. Who's this for? We'll do it for hey, MBF Forum. Shout out to MBF Forum. This one's for you. Ginger shot with cayenne pepper, just for you, man. Oh, God, this is warm and gross. This is gonna be. I hate this. Oh, God. All right, here we go. He DM'd me, Frankie, for branded ginger shots, only $99 per 7 bottles. Wait, shout out to Rob. Rob, are you crazy? Why did I say that? Are you crazy? I meant to say, are you serious? Oh, baby, that's how you know I need a ginger shot. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, God, it's so spicy. Why do they put cayenne pepper? It's already ginger. It's disgusting. Oh, my God. Okay. All right, guys, right back into Ethereum. Here we go. Oh, God. Okay, here we go. All right, back to Ethereum. Same thing as Bitcoin, guys. Woo, okay. All right, same thing as... Give me a second here, guys. Okay. I'll take a little bit of this lemon water, maybe. All right, here we go. Don't drink on an empty stomach. It will hurt. Oh, great. Well, great. Shout out to Ricadio. Shout out to you, man. Oh, God, looks like I'm in for a rough night. I did the shot, Mrs. Candles. Oh, got to get it on camera here so they know you're real. Boom. There we go. Show the hand. Show the hand to the people.
Here's the plot synopsis.
Okay. Anyway, guys. All right, let's jump into Ethereum. We got the ginger shot. We got Mrs. Candles' hand in the frame. Let's go. Shout out to Freedom, man. Give it as a giveaway. Oh, Rob, Wait, Rob, if you are serious about those ginger shots, bro, yeah, hit me up. Let's talk about that. He said he can get ginger shots for 99 cents for 7 of them.
I think he said $99.
Oh, okay. Well, let me know either way. All right. Don't those come in pills too? I'm sure the pill's a lot easier to take. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum here, guys. We are in a very, very similar situation as Bitcoin as we are coming out of Mrs. Candles is too funny. But yeah, as we come up to this very, very key level of resistance, right? We are out of our, hang on, let's extend this, right? Just for anybody out there using the volume profiles, guys, if you actually click on your volume profile, you'll see that our value area high is only coming out to here. It's not covering the price action that we have over here. And the reason for that is because the range is pulled from here only over to here, right? But if you come into your settings, go to inputs and click extend to right, it will automatically snap to your closest level of to your closest candle, right? So now it'll look at this entire range of candles instead of stopping wherever we pulled it from. So we have some key levels to watch here, but basically we are coming up to strong resistance with the same bearish signals we got on Bitcoin. You guys are funny. Ginger shot face. Yeah. Oh God, that's probably yeah. Yo, people are saying it's BitBoy's hands. It's Ben's hands I'm bringing in. That's funny. He paints them just don't drink and trade. Don't do ginger shots and trade. But guys, we are getting those same bearish signals at least on the 4 hour or on the daily. As we look here, you guys will know we have that daily bear div, kind of an ugly one on Bitcoin, much cleaner looking div on Ethereum. You can see you have your lower highs on your momentum waves. Here you go, higher highs, lower highs, and now we're getting that move to the downside. Now, major level of support I would be watching would be this value area high coming in at about $1,589. You could probably round that up to about $1,600. Make that value area high. Where's 1,600? Yeah, I mean, you know what? You could actually draw this as a box because that $1,600 level will give you a little bit of psychological support. But boom, there you go, right? So if we do come down, I would look for a bounce on this level here between about 1,600 and 1,589. If we go ahead and pull up our visible range volume profile, our visible, there it is, visible range volume profile, bada boom. You can see here, right, we would likely catch a little bit of support here. However, as always, you guys know once you break below that value area high and cannot get back above it, that is where you are likely to come back down and revisit your point of control, which is actually coming in pretty low here at about $1,324. Now, I don't think it's going to be a straight shot right towards that POC, and the reason I say that is because if we do get a bigger move down here for Ethereum, and I'm going to try to see if we could break down if I think that's likely or not in just a second, but once we break below that value area high, look for a move down to this red line. Now, this red line is very, very key because if we do not get a strong bounce from this red line, it does open up this low volume gap, which could potentially bring us. Now, once we lose this red line, this is where I would have a better thought or a more confident thought that we are likely to come down and revisit our point of control coming in at about 1325. So first level that I'd be looking for a bounce here on Ethereum would be the value area high at 1589. 1600 is likely to give you a bounce, likely to give you some form of support as well. If we break below that value area high, again, automatically you're thinking maybe coming down to that point of control. However, really not getting that worried until we lose this red line at about 1500. Once you lose that psychological level of 1500, you break into that low volume gap, making it much, much more likely that you come down to revisit that point of control. So that is essentially what I'm looking for on Ethereum, guys. Kind of straightforward for ETH. 16-hour, same deal. Bear divs on the 16-hour, bear divs on the 12-hour. Money flow coming out very, very similar to Bitcoin. Now, we did have a little bit of the difference in money flow on the 4-hour here. And again, guys, this is why I look at the 4-hour so often. The 4-hour money flow is very, very powerful, right? And you can see here, we got to move into the red here. Hung out, kind of bing-bonged around, little bing-bong, right? Red, green, and now we are starting to leak out a little bit more as we print a red dot. Coming down to those lower time frames, you can see you could see money flow is starting to come out pretty aggressively on your 12-hour. 15 minutes already in the red. Your 24 and 30-minute are also in the red. VWAP's coming to the upside. So, again, this blue box is going to be a likely area to get a bounce. And then now you have the levels underneath. If we do decide to come down a little bit deeper, the levels I would be watching for a decent bounce. But, again, looking very, very similar to Bitcoin. Honestly, short term, getting a bounce on ETH. I'm sorry, not... Short-term, 4-hour red dot is printing with money flow already in the red. So I would say maybe kind of just consolidate here. We'll see if we get a bounce, but just generally basically looking very, very similar to Bitcoin. All right, let's go ahead and move on. There is Ethereum for all you ETH folks or Ethereum folks. We still got 1,003 people here, guys. We are going for 850 likes. If we get 850 likes, I will spin that wheel 15 times. Actually, 850, we'll spin it 10 times. 1,000 likes, we'll spin it 15 times. Maybe 15 and a half times. All right, let's see. Gala, bada boom. All right, let's take a look at Gala. Boom. All right. So here we go. All right. So for Gala, let's take a look at the daily again. Same sig. That's the thing. A lot of people say, or not a lot of people say, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are like, why don't you look at more altcoins? And I love looking at the altcoins, don't get me wrong. But the thing is, like, when they look very similar to Bitcoin, I won't spend a lot of time on them. So you could just see here structurally, right? Very similar situation as Bitcoin, right? We have our key level of resistance up here. We came in with our higher highs. We came in with our lower lows. This is on the daily. We're going to have the same thing on the 16-hour. As you can see, massively higher highs, lower lows coming in, money flow curving out. 12-hour, same deal. And then you look at the 4-hour, we have the same thing going on here, all the way from all these highs with all the momentum waves smoothly coming to the downside, all the way from back here, just making lower high after lower high after lower high, giving you that, potential bearish divergence. You also have money flow, even though it's been bing-bonging around in the red from the red to the green, from the red to the green. You are generally putting in lower highs over time, and now you are crossing back over into the red. Did we just print that? Yeah, we just printed another candle with the crossover into the red. So this is definitely a little bit more bearish for me. It is looking like we could. If we don't get a bounce here, it is likely that we will break below and potentially come back down to our value area low. So, hold up. What is? Oh, this is Gala. That's why I think we're looking at ETH again. But yeah, money flow in the red. I was like, wow, that was a quick 10 minutes for that candle to print. But no, money flow in the red on Gala. Definitely looking a little bearish. And then again, daily bearish divergence confirmed, and then also a pretty bearish look. Money flow back in the red on the daily. Not a good look here. Not a good look, right? But you have to understand, guys. You have to understand that, number one, it's not possible to get another move up. But also, I know a lot of people are like, we've been pumping. Why are you bearish? Gala pumped 300%. So, again, not impossible to just get an absolute rip to the upside. Weirder things have happened in crypto. But typically, with a move like 300%, that would warrant some kind of correction to the downside more than these little dips that we've been getting, right? So at some point, you gotta come down, right? And then if you pull on your Lux Algo Lux Algo price action concepts, you can see here, we do have some fair value gaps down here. But yeah, just generally, guys, it is looking very similar to Bitcoin with the bearish divs everywhere. 4-hour is printing or confirmed red dot, 15-minute, in the red. Looking pretty similar to Bitcoin, right? So just generally leaning, I would say, about pretty much sideways bearish on Gala. All right, so moving on. Yeah, you see you have a change of character, a bearish change of character on your 15-minute, your 1-hour, and your 4-hour. So yeah, definitely leaning a bit more bearish, but looking very similar to Bitcoin. Now, what happens? Let me give you guys some key levels to be watching here. I'm going to go ahead and pull some fresh volume on this thing. Boom. Here, let's actually let me pull up a clean Gala chart so we can pull some fresh levels for the boys. All right, here we go. So One thing I love here about the Lux Alco price concepts is the price action concepts is it'll actually mark out all this stuff. Now, this stuff is not hard to find, but it makes it so much easier. If you guys watch my fair value gap video, you will know you could easily find fair value gaps by just looking at your candles. But like this just makes it so much easier, right? You just turn your thing on, you know exactly where they are. You don't have to think about it. Even if it says 30 seconds, that's like it's helpful. It makes things less annoying. But you also get your previous weekly high, your previous weekly low, your liquidity grabs here, just super, and then you're just your market structure, right? You get your break a structure, your change of characters, just super, useful here. But really what I was doing this for was to see where the fair value gaps were. So yeah, I'm going to use this to help us find some key levels. Now, obviously, your previous weekly low would be a decent level to watch. I'm actually going to go ahead and label this previous weekly low. And then, you know what, we'll throw that previous weekly high in there as well. That is going to be a key level. It's untapped, or virgin, as some people call it. Untapped weekly level, bada boom. Yeah, we'll do weekly there. Or actually, no, we'll do this previous weekly high. Boom, right? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and pull some volume. I'm going to pull it from this entire little uptrend we had here. I'm going to go ahead and hide Lux Algo real quick just to make it a little easier to look at. I'm going to go ahead and pull this level right here, take that value area low, take that POC, and take that value area low. I think I called the value area high, value area low, but you guys know what I'm talking about. All right, so let's go ahead and we will label this value area high. That's the previous weekly low. There we go. Bada boom. POC, and then we will go value area low. Boom. Right? So next major level of support I would be looking at for Gala will be this blue box between about and I like doing this because I like showing you guys kind of how I come to these levels, right? So the little pocket between your previous weekly low and your point of control, which is coming in between about 5 cents and 0.049 cents, pretty small range here, but I would look for a potential bounce at this level, right? Now, again, due to the way volume profiles work and the ranges that they create work, if we do not get a bounce, if we do not get a bounce, bada boom, if we do not get a bounce off this POC, I would look for a breakdown, a bearish retest, and a potential revisit of your value area low, in which case, to be honest, I would maybe watch this high volume node. Actually, let's go ahead and pull the maybe not. All right, so if we lose your value area low, you do have this high volume node down here at about 0.041 cents, right about there. You also have a more macro value area low down here at 0.03 cents. But really the level you don't want to lose down here for Gala is going to be about, I would say about 0.033. Let's come to a lower time frame real quick. Yeah, I would say yeah, once you lose about 0.033 cents, I would say, once you start losing this level about here, you do have a pretty low volume gap right here. You do have some levels here, but again, quick move up. If you come down and you wind up breaking this level, it's probably going to be a quick move down because once you start losing this high volume node, this high volume node, and this high volume node, once you start losing this level, your next real area to get attracted to is going to be this high volume node down here, and there's really nothing in this area. So it could be a quick move down there. So a key level I would be looking for a bigger move to the downside. I'm just going to go ahead and label this key. So if we lose this, that's kind of where I am expecting a lot more downside for Gala because we will be breaking into that low volume node. But other than that, guys, I would just be trading, just looking at the value area, right? The value area range, the value area high, POC, value area low. We come back down to that value area low, I'd be looking for longs. If we go up to the value area high, I am looking for shorts. So there you go. There's some key levels. There's some TA on Gala. Let's go ahead and move on. Did we all remember to tongue punch that like button? Shout out to Crypto Billy. Always promoting the tongue punches. I would show you guys my tongue punches, but I don't think YouTube's ready for the tongue punch. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Go down some more and buy some more. Let's go. Shout out to Jimmy. Let's take a look at XRP. Shout out to Rob, the crypto snob. Let's get it. Bitstamp XRP. Boom. Blood diamond on the 90-minute. Oh boy, here we go. Let's see. I wish I still had 20. I wish I still had 20s energy. I really took it for granted. I was bear hopping more than I should have. Shout out to Wick. Hey, Wick. Are you saying I have 20s energy? This might be my last year of it. I turned 30. Yikes. Gonna have to double up on the Aztecian moss water and the ginger shots, I guess. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Here we go. Let's do it. Yes. Dave or Dav asks, is this just a normal volume indicator? This is no, this is not showing regular volume indicators down here that you're used to seeing, like this one. Let's see, volume. Really? Where's just there you go. This volume indicator that you are used to seeing shows you how much volume was traded within a certain time period or within a certain candle, or you know, at a specific time, right? So at 8:30, there was a lot of volume here, a lot of bearish volume here. So this shows you volume at a given time, an amount of volume at a given time. And what this volume does is actually gives you the amount of volume at a given price, right? So you know that when you have a high volume node, you know right here at the price of about 39 cents, there was a lot of volume traded at 39 cents, making it a very, very key level or a big point of interest. And the way that translates to price action is very strong levels of resistance, as you can see. And then you flip it, and then it acts as strong support, right? So that is kind of how it translates in price action. But looking at XRP, there you go. I hope that helps you out. Let's see. Filecoin, please. We could try to take a look at that. Boom. Okay, so taking a look here, probably going to be looking very, very similar to Bitcoin. But what we could do here, let's actually just pull our typical volume here. Big old range. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Macro range. Macro range here. Breaking below that value area high. That is not a good sign. That is not a good sign. But we have to, we're only closing one daily candle here. Let's see. Let's zoom in a little bit. Respawn those levels. Yeah, that's a bearish retest if I've ever seen one, right? Break below the value area high. Bearish retest rejection. Now, so technically, this would be a very bearish sign, and technically, if you continue to reject this value area high, you would expect to potentially come down to your value area low, coming in at about 34 cents. Now, if, there you go. Yeah, so this will likely bring us back down to the point of control if we continue to reject this area. And money flow on that 4-hour is in the red now. We are currently printing a red dot. Taking a look at those lower time frames. Money flow on the 10-minute coming out. 12-minute in the red. 15-minute is kind of bing-bonging around a little bit, but it is in the red. But yeah, the fact that we are rejecting that value area high does not have me feeling very good, at least in the short to medium term. Again, that POC coming in at about 34 cents would be the next likely stop. But to really start seeing that, we would have to, we do have some support down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a little bit more local volume here. Even pull it down to here. Boom, right? So, this could be a level to look at for a potential bounce at about 38.386 cents. But yeah, once you start breaking these lows right here at about 37 cents, that's where it kind of opens up a little bit and makes it much more likely to get a move down to your POC. But just in general, the fact that we're rejecting that macro value area high is not a good sign, but I would look for a bounce here on the local value area low. And let's see if we can get any confluence here. Let's see if we can get a local golden pocket to line up. See, bada boom. Not quite. Let's see, maybe from there. Yeah, I guess from that scam wick. I don't really like pulling fizz from the scam wick. Shout out. Oh, hey, shout out to Daddy Zach. Thank you for that super chat. Says, hey, Taxman at Carlton Dennis in the house. For real? Where's he at? Oh, hey, Carlton, what's going on, bro? Thanks for stopping by, bro. Easy to find that YouTube check mark in the chat. Shout out to Carlton Dennis, guys. Go check out his channel. Really, he's got a really big tax YouTube channel. And We obviously had him on the show. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember, but for anybody new to the show, go check him out. He's got a lot of good sauce on taxes that I can't really give you any advice on because I don't know a lot about taxes. I'm not a tax guy. Carlton Dennis is, so go check him out. Hey, Carlton, dude, we would love to do another collab at some point, whether I come on your channel, you come on our channel. We'd love to do something else with you. Appreciate you for stopping by, bro. What's going on? But yeah, shout out to Carlton Dennis. Let's go. And shout out to Daddy Zach for telling me that Carlton was here. Shout out to Carlton. All right, so continuing on here, guys. Again, that local golden pocket, I don't like pulling my fibs from a wick like this, but when you do pull it from that wick, you do get a little golden pocket here, and look where your 786 falls. Your 786 falls right on those key lows, that key level that the lows made down here at about 37 cents. Your 786 falls right there, right? So if you get a break below, well, we have the break below the value area high. Now we're looking for a move to our local value area low / golden pocket at about 38 cents. If we lose this level, I'm looking for a move down to our 786, which perfectly lines up with those lows that we made here that we just talked about. And then this is your key level. If you lose this level, look at all the space you have here. Your next high volume node is down here in the 34-cent region. And once you lose this level decisively, you're going to hunt out that high volume node and potentially come back to your point of control of the macro range at about 34 cents. So that is what I'm looking for on XRP and just in general in the short term, guys. 4-hour red dot is printing. Money flow is looking pretty gnarly. Crossing over on the 24-minute into the red. 30-minute is starting to come out. Taking a look at your 6-hour. 6-hour getting rejected at that zero line. Money flow in the red on the 6-hour, guys. 8-hour, what do we got? 8-hour VWAP starting to get rejected. Money flow coming out. Again, guys, the money flow on a lot of this stuff is coming out. This is a bearish sign. Now, if this was a couple of months ago, guys, if we had not gotten this massive pump up in the recent past, I would be really, really, really doubling down on these shorts. However, because of the weekly market structure change, because of the higher high on the weekly, I am being careful on the shorts. However, again, just like we were saying last week before this move down on a lot of this stuff, the bearish signs are there. Money flow is coming out. Bearish divergences are there on a lot of higher key time frames, right? So you want to remember this. A lot of times you get that pump, and it's really, really hard for people to kind of like, oh, we're going to the moon, and then it's hard for them to flip bearish. But again, in the short term, money flow is coming up. But again, you want to be very careful that we don't just we're in a very hard point in the market right now, guys, because if we are going to continue to flip market structure and get into a longer-term bullish trend, you got to be really careful with those shorts, because if that is the case, it is likely that we're going to see, even if a lot of these higher time frames come into the red, if this rally is going to be sustainable, it is going to be very likely that we dip into the red. All the bears are going to get really excited, and then we're just going to get a dip into the red, and we're going to come back into the green, and then that is going to wreck the bears. So it's kind of hard because you have to be really careful flipping bearish, but you also have to be really careful flipping bullish. I would argue that this is one of the hardest points in the market ever. And this kind of only comes once in a while, right? It comes when you could be flipping market structure to bullish at the end of a bear market. That is very hard to call because you have relief rallies in a bear market. You don't want to be super longing these thinking that it's the bottom when it's not. But you also don't want to be shorting those moves because you think it's still the bear market and you don't want to be the last bear. So we're in this weird moment, even at the beginning of the bear market. You don't want to be the last bull calling for 100K getting wrecked, but you also don't want to be that person missing that dip, right? So at the bottom of the bear market and the top of the bull market, you have these weird ranges that you kind of have to be really careful on both ends of the spectrum, right? When we're in a confirmed bear market, when we got that weekly blood diamond, guys, this is how we were able to kill it so bad or kill it so well or crush it. I don't know what I'm trying to say. The reason we were able to do so well in the bear market, making these calls and shorting on the way down, is because once we got that weekly blood diamond, in my head, that really confirmed, like, hey, this thing's about to dump. This is likely the start of a very long bear market or at least the bear market. So once we confirm this and we broke these lows down here, this is bear market territory. So your shorts, you're going home runs on the shorts, right? And then you're being conservative with the longs. And you're pretty comfortable. You can get really comfortable looking for those shorts like that. But when you're in this area where you just got a big move down, it seems like you were going down forever, and you're starting to see a little bit of green. You get a higher high. You get a higher low. You get another higher high. Now you're thinking, oh my God, we're about to start an uptrend. This is the super cycle. This is that sketchy point in the market on the inverse side, right? So you're thinking like, oh my God, I don't want to be I don't want to, if we're going up, I don't want to be the last one holding on to these shorts if we're going up. But once you print that blood diamond, all these shorts in this area are easy. But this one's kind of hard. Like, this whole area was hard to call because everyone was yelling super cycle. People were yelling we're never going to break 30K. People were saying 30K is the floor, right? And I will say I was not part of that camp. I was telling people very careful about that. But this is a hard, because in my head too, right? I'm thinking like, hey, I'm fully aware. I don't think 30K is the floor. Like, I really didn't think that, but in my head, you got to think, right? Nothing's impossible, right? Something different can happen. So that was kind of the sketchy time in the beginning of the bear market. And now if we are ending the bear market here, if this is the end of the bear market, this is likely going to be the sketchy part of the market, because, if this is just a rally, you don't want to be long in these green candles. But again, if we are going to be actually flipping market structure and actually coming up into a big trend, you don't want to be the last bear. So just full transparency, guys, we are in a very choppy, sketchy part of the market. It happens at the beginning of the bear market and the end of bear market. So just be careful. It's kind of where, again, in the bear market, you could always kind of rely on leaning bearish. In a bull market, you could always rely on leaning bullish, right? And then eventually it'll bite you, but for the most part, as long as you're in a bull run, it's going to play out more often than not. But when you're at the change of the market structure, that's where things get shady. So just be careful out there. All right, let's see. We do have some super chats here. Let's go ahead and see. Let's see. Shout out to ZK Production says, thank you for the $5 super chat. Says, do you think DJed could help pump Cardano, or would an algorithmic coin still be seen as sketch? ZC Productions, I am not touching any algorithmic stable coins ever. That never made sense to me. And this is just my opinion. I do want to preface that. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't believe in algorithmic stable coins, because I could be wrong. But I never saw how that was a good idea. So I just tend to lean on the cautious end of that, especially after Celsius. After Celsius. Especially after that, would lean very, very, very cautious around algorithmic stablecoins. So it's a big no for me. But obviously, you want to do your own research and make the decisions that are good for you. You don't want to like, hey, I hate algorithmic stablecoins, and then they wind up being fine. But for me, I stay away from them. That's my personal opinion. So shout out to you, man. Thank you for that super chat. I do appreciate ZK Production. Shout out. Let's see. Shout out to Tony D. Says, support ticket system in the Discord is now live. You can now open a support ticket within the server for faster help with any issue you may have. Shout out to Tony D. Shout out to Crypto Anon. Shout out to Tyler Dern, Rob the Crypto Snob, D Petty Crypto, Captain Kirk, Crypto Billy, all our mods, guys. Shout out to them. Just always making the Discord and the YouTube experience more and more fun and just easier for everybody. Always trying to help out the Mafia. Shout out to Tony. Shout out to the mods. Thank you so much. And shout out to George Marin said, can you please take a look at Yearn Finance? Thank you. What is that? That's the YFI, right? Correct me. I'm just going to go for it. I think it's YFI. All right, let's see. Let's go. All right, shout out to Fear the Wrath. Let's go. Wow, how long have we been going for? Oh, baby, we got to start spinning that wheel. Let's take a look at a YFI real quick. All right. 2 hours. 2 hour. All right, let's take a look at the 2 hour. 2 hour Blood Diamond is confirmed. Freshly confirmed for 30 minutes. Taking a look at the daily. Same deal. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I will pull some key levels for you so you can have a little bit of context to what I'm talking about here. But I'm going to pull our fib from this wick, not this wick, because I don't like pulling from scam wicks. I pull from this wick all the way down to our low here. Excuse me. Ginger Shot is not agreeing. But yeah, let's see. Can we get this maybe from there? What happens if we pull here? Yeah. So coming up to tap that 786. Held that golden pocket for just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and pull some volume here. Let's pull some wonky volume. Something like that. Yeah, I'm not going to take that as a legit level. But here's the thing. Here, let's spawn that. There you go, right? So here's the thing. All right. Same thing, right? On the daily, you have confirmed bearish divergence, right? Multiple drives of bearish divergence, right? You go from here to here and from here to here, right? So you have your higher highs on your price action with your lower highs on your momentum waves, giving you that bearish divergence, warranting a correction to the downside. And again, remember, if this stuff really starts to play out on Bitcoin, it's going to absolutely wreck the altcoins. More often than not, that will happen, right? If Bitcoin starts to wiggle sideways, maybe that's when you start seeing the alts fly, right? But if Bitcoin decides to dump, the altcoins are going to get wrecked. So, with that being said, a daily bear div on an altcoin is something you do not want to ignore, right? You want to keep an eye on this. 16-hour bearish divergence also confirmed. VWAP kind of getting rejected at that zero line. 12-hour telling the same story as Bitcoin. Looking at the 4-hour, telling the exact same story as Bitcoin. Money flow coming out. For the past week or so, guys, this has really been the thing that's concerned me the most, is the 4-hour money flow. It's very, very reliable time frame, and we are just consistently coming out, making lower highs with the money flow, and we have crossed over into the red here on Yearn Finance, confirming that red dot on the 4-hour. Taking a look at your 12-hour, money flow is in the green on the 12 minute. I'm sorry, not the 12-hour. Your 15-minute is in the red, right? So money flow not giving us the perfect setup for a potential big move down, but that 4-hour red dot is bearish, plus all these bearish divergences being confirmed, and the money flow crossing over on a lot of these time frames has got me feeling bearish. Your 3 hours also printing a red dot. Your 2-hour blood diamond, again, is confirmed. So this is just generally more of a bearish look. On a technical level, it is more of a bearish look. Now, looking locally, looking at some local levels for Yearn. Again, similar to what we were just looking at on XRP, I believe it was. A lot of times, you get a breakdown, a bearish retest of that value area high, and that is where you start to come down towards your POC. And in this case, it is coming in at about 71.45 for Yearn Finance. Now, again, something that can give you a little bit of confluence or confidence when looking for to potentially enter into a short position on the bearish retest of a value area high, which is a pretty decent strategy. If you get that bearish retest with the confirmation of something like a blood diamond or a yellow X, this is something we used to talk about all the time. This is where you could, that adds a lot of confluence that you are going to at least dump down to your next level, which would be here at this local golden pocket at about 73.55 to retest these highs where we got rejected right here. But again, once you can't get back above that value area high, you might bing bong around, right? It might be ugly, but it is likely that you do come back down to your, not only your POC, but your value area low as well. And that value area low is coming in at about 7,028. So there you go. Oh, hey, shout out to Tony D. Tony said, also Carlton will be returning in mid to late March. Oh, shout out to Carlton Dennis. Let's go. All right, yeah, shout out to Carlton Dennis. He's the man. I really enjoyed talking to him, man. It's just cool, man. Like, I feel like everyone we've ever had on my channel, it's like, I meet a lot of these people I meet for the first time. Well, not really, but like Carlton, in Carlton's case, I met him for the first time like 10 minutes before the stream. We had a little meeting, a little voice call before, just to kind of talk about things, timing and scheduling and stuff. But I saw him pop up in the call, and I was like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" And he's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And it's like I just felt like I already knew him for years, right? It's just like tons of really down to earth people we've had on this show. So shout out to like just the crypto community and I guess the tax community too. Just a bunch of really cool down to earth people. Crypto can sway super far the other way, though. I will be clear, as you guys know. All right. I mean, hey, I'm in crypto, so we know they're not all normal. All right. Wait, I did see a chat that I really wanted to look at. Shout out to ZK said I read. Hey, we got Blanchard's bees in the chat. Blanchard's, I'm just throwing. I just like seeing you in here. So I don't know if you won any money. I don't know if you're winning trades or if you want to trade recently. But hey, Blanchards, I'm just throwing money for you because I just love you, Blanchards. I love you. Thank you for being here. Now I'm gonna have to pick up this money and cry myself to sleep later. So demeaning picking up money off the floor like that. Anyway, all right, let's go. It's like I threw it like I didn't care, but I actually need this money. But yeah, it's a true story, guys. True story. All right. Let's see. Oh, wait. Oh, God. What did I did see something I really, really wanted to, oh, God, I'm never going to find it. Well, shout out to whoever. Somebody said, whatever. Dang. Somebody said it was their first time tuning in. I wanted to, hey, any of the mods, if you could find whoever was saying that, hey, it's my first time watching. First time watching. Shout out to Israel. Says, first time here watching one of your live streams, Frankie. Excellent, outstanding stream. Love the total atmosphere and energy you bring. Keep up the good work. Shout out to Israel. I appreciate you, man. It's the Ginger Shots, bro. Shout out to you, bro. Well, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the Candle Mafia. You're stuck with us now. Oh, God, guys, we are running out of time. So with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's stream. I'll see you tomorrow. Bing bong. Imagine I just started getting off the streams like that. Never in a million years, guys. We got to go ahead and spin that wheel of pain and pleasure, but we are a little bit late. But I feel like our Monday streams sometimes do run a little bit late often, just because there's a lot to talk about, right? We haven't really talked all weekend, and we do update the Discord once in a while, but it's really our first time talking and just getting. I think we just wind up digging deeper into Bitcoin, so we have less time for the alts on Mondays. But hey, I think it's useful. I think it's useful for everybody. But here we go, guys. How many likes did we get? 2 hours and 4 minutes. Not too bad. I guess no early stream tonight. 800 people still in here. Can we get 1,000 likes, guys? If we all hit the like button on the count of 3, I will chug this lemon water. I will chug this Aztecian cactus moss water. I'll chug this coconut water, and I will start to sip this green juice. I will not chug this green juice. I'm sorry. I can't do it. But let's go ahead on the count of 3 on the word like. We're going to smash that like button. At the same time, I think there's got to be at least a few hundred people in here that have not hit that like button. So on 3, the word is 3. I'm going to go 1, 2, that word, and then we like. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Creepily fondle that like button. Creepily fondle it. Just kind of sloppily, clumsily touch it. You know what I'm saying? Just dead hand touch it. And shout out to whoever said this. I forget who it was. Happy Techie, if you're still watching this, he said, oh, you were so close to Ben this morning, but you did not creepily fondle him. Happy Techie. This is the funny thing, man. I feel like a lot of people watch YouTube, and they're just like, this guy, doesn't. Here's the thing. I think about you guys when I'm not live. I literally, will be, laying in bed, and I'll just be like, oh, my God, that thing that Happy Techie said was pretty funny. Or hey, Daddy Zach was talking today, man. He was funny, man. Or oh, God, this person asked for this. I got to remember that. I think about you guys not just on this stream, right? So while I was going up for today's morning stream to do the TA on the BitBoy Crypto Show, I literally was standing behind Ben, and I'm like, oh, God, what did Happy Techie want me to do? I forgot what it was. I was like, because I remember people wanted me to pants him or something, which obviously I'm not going to do. But, I was like, they wanted me to do something. I forget what it was, but you're right. It was creepily fondle Ben while I walk up to do TA. I couldn't remember, but just so you know, Happy Techie, next time you see me up there waiting to go up, I was standing there while he was wrapping up thinking of oh, dang, what was I supposed to do to him again? I forget. So now I know, but shout out to Happy Techie. But guys, let's go ahead and spin that wheel of pain and pleasure and see what we got going on. Shout out to Bump It. No algo today. I apologize on that. Unfortunately, it is impossible to get to every single altcoin, or we would be here for 24 hours every single day, or every weekday, between 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 5:45 Eastern Standard Time from ATB show to ATB show. But unfortunately, we can't do that. We will try to take a look at algo tomorrow. Give him a giveaway. But I always try to get any coins that we don't look at today. I try to remember which ones they are. I'm sure the mods also try to remember which ones are neglected one day. And we always do try our best to get to all of them. But obviously, it is impossible to get to everything. Ready when you are, Frankie. Shout out to Water Swig. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Water Swig wants to go ahead and chug. I'll do a sip real quick. Thank God. 794 likes. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. Was it 850 for 10 spins? I think it was 850 for 10 spins. The Water Boy. Let's go. Shout out to Water Swig. I need to hang out with you more, Water Swig. I need more water in my life for sure. Give him a giveaway, baby. Let's get it. Let's see. Don't be scared. Pants Ben. I will say this. A lot of times I am thinking of stuff that Dave Digital said, because sometimes Dave Digital says some hilarious stuff. Shout out to Dave, bro. Oh, God, you're funny, man. You really are. Dave Digital says, don't be scared. Pants Ben. Be a legend. Shout out to you, bro. Guys, I swear, who's going on the cruise? Let me do a poll here. Who is going on the Pluto Alliance BitBoy Crypto Cruise? Let me know on this poll. Out of the 700 people left here, I'm just going to make this quick. Are you going on the cruise? So, yeah, let me know, guys, because I am curious. If not, I'm going to try to make the Atlanta book signing for Ben. Again, I might be making a video, I might be live, but I'm going to try my hardest to get to that one because I would absolutely love to come and meet some of you guys. And yeah, it would be so cool. I really it's so funny because I'm going to meet so many of you guys and you're going to be like, you guys are going to come up to me. Yeah, I mean, you guys will obviously know who I am because you know what I look like. But it's always weird. Like people come to the office and sometimes people come up to me. It happened the other day. And someone was like, "Hey, Frankie." And I'm like, I'm walking up and I don't really recognize them that much. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be the guy. I've already made the mistake too many times in my life where I thought someone was talking to me and they weren't. So I'm very cautious about that. So I approach with caution. So they're like, "Frankie." And I'm just walking up and I'm like, are they talking to me? "What's up, dude?" And I'm like, okay, definitely looks like they're talking to me. "Hey, what's up?" And like, "What's up, man?" And I forget that it could be someone I know very well. I just don't know what they look like. So the meetup is going to be like, "Hey, what's up, dude? Nice to meet you." And then you guys are going to be like, "I'm Daddy Zach," or "I'm Cal's World," or "I'm Dave Digital," or, "I'm Rob the Crypto Snob." And it's going to be like, oh my God, I feel like I know you so much. I know you so well, but I have no idea what you look like. So I have all these weird pictures in my head of what people look like. And chances are you guys probably look nothing like what I would picture because that would be really weird if I could predict that. So just super excited to meet you guys. And yeah, I just it's going to be the coolest thing ever to meet you guys. But I have a feeling that I'm probably never going to we're going to wind up hanging out till 3 in the morning probably is what's going to happen. But yeah, can't wait for that, guys. We spun the wheel way too many times, I think. No, 10 times for 800 likes. Let's go. We got 801 likes. I appreciate every single one of you guys. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 giveaways for the CandleMafia. Not a bad way. 8 out of 10, baby. That's a pretty good hit rate. If you ask me, that's not too bad. And not a bad way to start off a Monday, guys. With all that being said, let's see. Hey, shout out to Mike Snelling. Yeah, what does Mickey look like? I don't know. We're all George. Oh, really? Shout out to Dark Crash. Chemistry Bro says, I want to know what you think I look like. Chemistry Bro, I'll tell you. Because I do think of this, right? Whatever. Shout out to the 644 people still interested in this weird conversation, but I don't really have anywhere to be right now, so I'm just gonna stick around for a second, right? Chemistry Bro, I don't know. You said you were in school, and but I understand you're in chemistry or you're doing a PhD, so I understand that you could you can go to college and be a full adult, but for some reason, just because you said you were in school, I actually picture you a little bit younger. I picture you younger than me, which I don't know if it's true or not. I'm 30. I picture you younger than me, and I kind of picture you kind of like me, but a little bit younger. Just like a college student is what I picture you as. You could be older than me for all I know. That's just what I picture. Let's see. FOMO Sapien, I picture you with dark black curly hair. I don't know why. And I'm not making this up. It's if Dave Digital, I picture you. I don't know why. I picture you with extremely short hair. You have a buzz cut. You're kind of a bigger dude. Not fat, just kind of bulky. I picture maybe you work out. Let's see. Mike Snelling. I actually picture you older than me. I picture you in your mid 40s. I don't know why. And it's so funny. I could be way off on this stuff. So yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I have nothing to go off of. I'm just guessing. Rob the Crypto Snob, I actually have no idea how old you are, but I picture you younger than me as well, for no reason whatsoever. It's not the way you talk. It's just, I don't know. It's just Rob. I don't know. I just have this instant picture in my head. I don't know what it is. Yeah, super. FOMO Sapien. Yeah. Let's see. Stilly Willy, I picture you as an older individual. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. I also picture you wearing a lot of button-downs. That's a picture in my head. I don't know. I don't make it up. V Slim, I picture you a little younger. I picture you maybe fresh out of college, maybe in your early 20s. I could be off. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah. But with all that being said, guys, Jonah Lang, I picture you as a family man. Yeah. I don't know. Do you have kids? I picture you with 2 young kids, a boy and a girl, young kids. I don't know. Brains are weird, guys. Your brains are weird things. But Graziano, I picture you as I picture you as a burly guy, like a big guy with a big beard. Ask me why. I have no idea. But yeah, I picture you like bigger, like curly-ish hair with like a big beard. And then there's some names in here that I don't recognize as much. But yeah, guys, me, Captain Kirk. Lol, how do you picture me? Be careful, Captain Kirk. So also, guys, I picture a lot of you guys as your profile pictures. Like Tyler Durden. I don't know if his profile picture is him or not, but whatever his profile picture is, that's what I picture him looking like. Captain Kirk, you too. Are you your profile picture? Because I don't. Again, understand these profile pictures are the size of like a mini M&M. So like it could be a picture of a dog, and I think it looks like a person. So Captain, I don't really know exactly what your. It looks like somebody with short blonde hair. So I always picture you like that. I have no idea. So Cap. I just picture you as your profile picture. Too funny. I'm on my profile pic. What is your profile picture, Rob? I feel like your profile picture is it's unlegible for me. I don't know what it is. It just looks like a flame or something. Like it looks like Venom is what it looks like. Let's see. Yeah, I don't. Yes, I'm my profile picture. Okay, yeah. Shout out to Captain. So I know what Captain looks like. That's how I picture you. But guys, with all that being said, Mosso V2. I picture you. I don't know if you're a male or a female, because Mosso V2 is like kind of a random word to me. I don't know what it means. But I picture you as a woman for some reason in their mid 30s, early 40s with short hair. I don't know why. Guys, this is me just being 100% honest. I don't know why. I don't know what causes this. Again, like, what about the term Mosso V2 makes me think of that? I have no idea. I don't know what Mosso V2 even means. So, yeah, I have no idea. You could be a giant, jacked dude. I have no idea. I've got no clue. Okay, so he's a male. All right. Okay. Oh, God. Now I feel like I'm going to make it up because it's not what I was thinking of. Okay, but now I know. Mosso, I will develop a new picture of you because next time I see your name, I'm going to be like, okay, no, Mosso's a dude. So now I'm going to, whatever that picture is, hit me up tomorrow, Mosso, in chat. And when I read it, my brain's going to think of a person, and I'll think of a new person, and I'll let you know what it is. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for tonight's stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. Yoshi, guys, we got Yoshi Nakamoto. We got Satoshi Glockamoto. Shout out to Satoshi. Bearderpreneur, that's epic. I mean, Bearderpreneur, I basically picture you like me, but with a much better beard, and I envy that. So shout out to Bearderpreneur. But with all that being said, guys, Mosso V2 is Italiano. Oh, hey, all right. Hit me up tomorrow, bro. I'll let you know what pops into my head. He's a Viking. Guys, with all that being said, that's all the time I got for tonight's stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. I kind of liked hanging out a little bit after the stream, just kind of chit-chatting about random stuff. But, guys, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You guys are not just a number to me. Just know, you guys are actually just a random person in my head that I picture. You guys are not just a random number. You guys are just these pictures in my head. And I appreciate every single... Brad Guidell, I know what you look like, bro. But yeah, shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate you all so much. 40K subscribers. We hit it last week, guys. Thank you so much. Shout out to all of you. Shout out to Chemistry, bro. And with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right after ATB. That's all I got. Be blessed. BitBoy out. I'm kidding. I'm not BitBoy, guys. That's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Tyler Ramos.
Hey. Shout out to Creighton C. I see you. Creighton C was like, hey, made it. Speaking of what I think people look like, Creighton, hey, he's still here. Shout out to Creighton. Hey, dude, we're talking about what I picture people as through their screen names because I have no idea what you guys actually look like. I just kind of make up imaginary people randomly in my head. Creighton, I don't know if that's you in your profile picture, but for whatever reason, I just picture you as someone there's a guy that I already know. I've worked with this guy. I'm friends with this guy. There's someone in my life I already know. And for some reason, I just picture you as him. So when I think of Creighton C, I just picture this guy I know. Super weird, guys. I don't know. But hey, shout out to the Candle Mafia. I'll see you guys tomorrow. That's all the time I got. Hasta pasta. Bing bong.
Tyler Ramos.